you just tell us whenever we need to do something, and we'll do it.
Other than
get our sound right.
Okay, we're going to start. So welcome everybody to Slow Jam Fizz. I couldn't be happier about this session with some great Alabama tunes from Jim and Joyce Cauthen. Like I said in my announcement, Joyce wrote the book on Alabama fiddle music. She really did. It's an amazing book with Phil and Will Rosenbow. Is that what it is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I have to say, and take it away, and I'm going to mute myself, and let's get going.
All right.
Okay, well, we didn't want you to think that all we ever do is just play Alabama tunes all the time. You know, we play a lot of different tunes, but so we threw in some Mississippi, and I know everybody likes to do Mississippi. These people are all good players. They probably don't need us to play slowly and explain things and everything.
But well, you can. You're kind of.
I need to get where you can see my fingers.
Okay.
Okay.
What key are we in?
We're going to be in G the whole night. We're going to play 85 beats per minute the whole night.
Oh no. Whether I can maintain that low speed
we probably
can't. You want to talk about this first tune?
Okay, we're going to start out with one called Some of Them Gals. Gals, G-A-L-S. And you will be more familiar with it as Sitico, but this is a version that the Johnson Family Band played on Sand Mountain. And they didn't make any recordings, but they played on the radio a lot, and some people, one particular man came to the station and recorded several of their programs, and they played this one a lot, and they played it for dances. And it has words.
One verse.
It has sort of a verse.
Sort of a verse. Really short.
And we will throw it in every once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you get to hear my voice singing, which is not the best thing in the world, but it'll have to do.
Yeah. It's the only one you got.
Huh?
It's the only one you got.
It's the only one I got. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Miss the last note, but
Thank you.
it'll have to do.
I think that was faster than we were supposed to.
Maybe. How was the tempo? Thumbs down, thumbs up. Okay, I can't tell.
Da, 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 da. That's what it's supposed to
faster
do.
than that.
Okay. Anyway. Okay. Now, when the Johnson family played it, I went back and listened to the radio recording of them.
Chat
They
says.
didn't change chords. They played a G all the way through. And I liked it that way. But then when I tried to play it on the banjo, it really didn't sound good. You just had to, you had to have that C to sound good. Somehow with the guitar it was acceptable.
Well, on the fiddle, that note doesn't last real long, and it's played, if you drone it against the G string, you can't tell, you know. But on the banjo, it really did kind of stand
if
out.
you didn't kind of brush it all, it sounded bad. So I went back to putting the C in it. But it made me realize that you don't have to play as many chords as we often do. Because also, like, you know, Norma and Smith, the one we're going to do from them, they played one chord all the way through. And it gets a kind of power to it. So I'm going to restrain myself on my use of the 5 chord at the ends of phrases. You don't always need them. I always put them in for some reason, but I'm saying, you know, you don't really need to do that. And,
No, they didn't really use our claw hammer banjo.
well, they did have a banjo,
Sure,
though.
but he didn't play that style, I don't think.
Yeah, he played some other kind of
Could have
style.
had
but-
something to do with it. Okay.
Okay, so we'll go to, so that was from Albertville, Alabama, up on Sand Mountain. We'll go to Mississippi. Have y'all played Sebastopol? This came from Alvis Massengale, and he was the fiddler for the Newton County Hillbillies. And it was performed it in a field recording. I think it's on the Field Recorders Collective. He played it, and I think they called it the Spanish, what did they call it? Spanish tune. But he also called it Sebastopol, and which is, you know, a town in California, but also in Mississippi. And I like to use that title. Plus, you know, Sebastopol's in Crimea, and it's in the news and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, so let's try to keep it very melodic.
1, 2, 3.
Did you like that one? Sebastopol. I think it's a lovely tune. I wish I could talk.
Well, they can talk. They
holding
can't, we
their
just can't hear
tongues.
them.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe I don't want to hear what this. Okay, Doughboy Rag. Doughboy Rag comes, well, it's a long story. It comes from two fiddlers. It's the same as Salty Dog Rag as Stripling played it, but he only played it with one part. And so we were playing it, and our friend Ralph Whited, who wrote a lot of neat tunes, one of which we'll play tonight, said, well, why aren't you playing the second part? And we said, is there one? And he played a second part, and he called it the Doughboy Rag. And so now on the chord-wise, you can play it with 3 chords, the standard 3 chords, and but also you can put a 2 chord in it. And sometimes I do it. I can't decide which I like best, so who knows? I'll just do it one way one time and that way the next or something. But both are good. Okay, so a 2 chord or a.
Check my tuning with you.
Okay. Doughboy Rag.
1, 2, ready, play. You get the A chord in there?
I did it. Yeah, I did it, but 2 or 3 times. If you could talk, you could tell me which you preferred. But I kind of
They
like.
can send notes.
Oh, that's right. You can send notes. You can chat.
Yeah, I like the 2 chord.
You do?
Yeah.
I like it, but somehow when you don't put it, it has this kind of uplift or something that I liked.
So,
Yeah, especially if you're just doing it once in the tune, that's
Right.
okay. Okay. Back to Mississippi. Going to the wedding to eat some cake from the Newton County Hillbillies. And,
any notes on this one?
well, most is, who all else is here? Can you push that button so we can see more people?
I don't know.
Too hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can change your view to gallery view, and then you'll be able to see a lot more people.
I can
Oh.
see.
Yeah. To hear.
I'm here. And my name is.
Okay.
Okay.
I can see a few people.
See
All
if
right.
any people. Okay. Well, anyway. Okay. So go back. Well, I guess we don't need to see ourselves, do I? Do we? Okay.
Right.
All right. So, going to the wedding to eat some cake. Yeah, it's just a cool tune. Two parts. 2 chords in the A part, 3 chords in the B part. Now listen. Okay.
2, 3, 4. wedding.
Yay, Newton County Hillbillies.
What's next?
Okay.
Smoke above the clouds.
Yeah, this in the second part, it's a little like going to the wedding to eat some cake. Smoke above the clouds. You want to tell them about it?
This comes from Jess Moore, who's a fiddler up on Sand Mountain. And we met him we had done all this research back in the 80s. And Joyce was giving a talk at a festival put on by Charlie Leuven on Sand Mountain. And I was there, and we demonstrated a couple of things, I think. And as we were walking away, this man walks up and said, I'm Jess Moore. And we had been reading about him in all newspapers. We had no idea he was still alive.
Yeah.
It was like
We assumed all those guys
it
were
was
dead.
quite a shock.
Yeah.
And so he was a really good fiddle player.
You know, there's a well-known tune, "Smoke Behind the Clouds," and it came from Jess Young, and Jess Moore was friends with Jess Young, who actually was from Alabama and in that same part of the country, and so I think he thought he was saying that, but this is really different, and he changed it to above instead of behind and everything. But it's a cool tune, and it's got in the B part, it's got this surprise C chord that you just don't expect it, and all of a sudden it's there. Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
That one's on Possum Up a Gum Stump, if you have that. And I went back and listened to it. And that was cool. I was doing some runs that Chester Lacey, who was his backup guitar player, Chester Lacey was the son of Noah Lacey, who was another real good old-time fiddler. But anyway, I loved the chords he was doing, so I mean the little flourishes he was doing, so I put some of those in there. We're trying not to do everything from Possum Up a Gum Stump, but there's several on here. Like the next one. The Girl Slipped Down. This is it sounds like such a simple tune, and I thought it was a boring tune, but then we found we really liked playing it. It's just kind of a little groove tune, and Jim...
Well, he plays it differently every time through on that recording. And so what we play is kind of the way I figured out a sort of a repeatable way to get through the tune. But it's odd. It's got a very short little A part that's repeated 3 times, but every time through it's slightly different. And the B part is repeated repeated 4 times. 3 times. It's also 3 times. And it's the same the first 2 times, but a little different on the 3rd time. You'll probably hear it, but it's not a lot, but there's some difference every time you go through the thing.
Yeah.
So,
But it's from D. Dix Hollis, and he was born in 1861, and the only reason we can hear him play is because he was a wealthy man, and he got on the train in West Alabama and went to New York and went up to, what was Victor he recorded on? I can't remember which label, one of the big labels, and he recorded 12 tunes, and so about 7 of them still survive, and this is one of them. With the intriguing name, The Girl Slipped Down. Oh, let me talk about the chords. It's got 2 A chords. Oh, no, wait. What was I going to write?
nothing much.
Yeah, all the way through the A part, you can just play a G chord all the time straight, and then the B part, you get to play an extra chord, and it makes it fun. So it goes. The next chord has a D in it.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4. the
Did you
girl
like
sit
that?
down.
I
Thank
love
you.
that when it's just a groove tune. You can just sit there and play it forever.
Yeah,
it seems
I
to
never
me.
want to stop it.
Yeah.
So,
All right. But D. Dix Hollis, to tell you, I just learned something new about him. I'm working on a book about Fiddlin' Tom Freeman, and it's really fun. And so we were looking. He was from
Buck Tussle.
Bug Tussle, Alabama, which is farther. Well, it's in West Alabama, but it's 60 miles away or something from where D. Dix Hollis was. But D. Dix Hollis came over to a fiddle convention there, and it was 1910, and that's really pretty early to find articles about fiddlers conventions. He came to fiddlers convention and he won it, and then the next year he won a $5 gold piece, and then the next year, well, 2 years later, he came back and he didn't win it, and actually Fiddlin' Tom Freeman beat him, but the newspaper said D. Dix Hollis is a fat, jolly man. He weighs nearly 300 pounds, but when he plays all over. So he could dance and play at the same time, a 300-pound man. But anyway, okay, so that's D. Dix Hollis. So let's go to Mississippi to W.E. Claunch, who was recorded by Herbert Halbert in 1939, and he did some great recordings of Mississippi fiddlers on that great big yam potatoes. It was an LP. I guess it's eventually become a CD. But anyway, we wanted to play his version of
Great Big
Taters in Sandyland. And he recorded about 12 tunes, but his daughter played guitar on all of them except that one, and he played it unaccompanied. So we had to figure out the chords, and all we could come up with, and I really like them, it's got a C and an E minor in it. A C going to an E minor, which is pretty unusual, though. Going up that what's that one go? What's the name of that town? Hamburg?
I think so.
Hamburg, going back to Hamburg, it has that same combination. Anyway, so here it goes, Great Big Taters. And Jim's gonna sing it.
Yeah, right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
I liked it.
Yeah, we like that too.
Yeah. Oh boy, this is a fun one. Glory on the Big String. Now, if you've heard that, you may have heard it from Rafe Stefanini's had a CD with that title, and he learned it from the famous D. Dix Hollis. And it's real crooked. We never learned. I never could figure out what he was even doing on that tune. But tell him the story about how we discovered what this was.
We're in the process, and it's a hit and miss process, but we're trying to digitize all the cassette tapes we made back then. And when I was doing Henry Lee Hudson, I got to this tune that he couldn't remember the name of. And I got Joyce in there and we listened to it, and she said, I think that's Glory on the Big String. And we got to listen. We went to listen to D. Dix Hollis, and it's a little bit more regular than what D. Dix Hollis played, but it was pretty interesting to me that this fella down in the other corner of the state.
Well, it's straight down.
Straight down.
They're
but it was
both
still a
right on the
long ways
Mississippi
off.
line.
Yeah, all on the Mississippi line. The only two people we know that there's recordings of playing this tune. I think you found a mention of it in some fiddle contests or something, didn't you? Or maybe not.
No, that was something else.
Anyway, I love the way he plays this, and we've worked it up the way Henry Lee Hudson played it.
And Henry Lee Hudson, we learned a lot of good tunes from him. He was down in southwest Alabama, and he played the most archaic tunes of all. He played the tunes his father played. His father was born like in 1860. He actually played with the black fiddler sometimes, and so we learned a lot of his tunes. But so we're happy to add this to our collection of Henry Lee Hudson tunes.
Yeah, and it's on the fiddle. It's got some strange little subtleties, but you'll probably pick them up. It starts off. You would think it's going to repeat in the B part, but it starts the second time through just a one note difference. And a few things like that, but you'll get
We'll
them.
play it for a while.
1, 2, 3, 4. tune, I think.
So learn that one. You can go back on wherever these are recorded, the
And
Berkeley
figure
Old
that
Time
tune
Music
out.
page, and learn that one. Everybody can start playing. It's got such a good name too.
Yeah, it does have a good
Glory
name.
on the Big String. I asked Jim what the big string was.
It's a G string.
It's the G string.
We're in a
Okay.
key of G. That's the best I can figure. He doesn't play it on the G string, but neither did Dietrich
I mean, it's
Holland.
obvious what the big string is on a guitar. Okay. What's next? Sam Hill. Are you tired of that yet? Maxine, you still like Sam Hill? Okay. This comes from our friend
Ralph
Ralph
White.
White, and he come up with it. It's a tune he come up with, and it's very regular in the A part.
Well, no, it's
Well, it's
well,
got 10
sorta.
beats. It's got 10 beats, but 10 regular beats. Okay.
And the second part supposedly has 17. So, but the trick to this one is there's a little transition between every time you go from one A part to the next or one B part to the next. You can hear this little bouncy thing the fiddle does to get started on the next time through. So that's kind of the key that it's to change.
I just think any crooked tune, you just have to listen to it a lot, and then it just becomes uncrooked to you. You know, if you listen to it enough, it's just like, oh yeah, that's that tune, you know, and you don't even think about it being crooked. So anyway, it begins with nothing going on for the guitar. For the whole A part is just G's, and
Now if I can
then
remember how it goes.
and then the B part has all the
got it.
chords, all the three
no.
main chords. Yeah, that's it. Don't do too slow now. I'm too fast.
Ready, play.
It's all G's. Now we can have some fun.
Sam Hill.
Sam Hill.
Thank you.
Sam Hill. At Clifftop one time, some people were playing that, and they had learned it from, James Bryan recorded it, and they had learned it from him, and I walked up and said, what in the Sam Hill was that tune? And they just...
Nobody laughed.
Nobody laughed. Oh, well, I better go away. Okay.
What's next?
I think next is Bend to the East. We'll go to Mississippi to the Lee County Revelers. And we've been playing Bend to the East, Bend to the West a long time, but we weren't playing it like they did it. So
Yeah,
we learned how they play it, and we really like it. So you want to tell them how it works?
Yeah, it's the A part is repeated 3 times, I think.
And it's a short,
and
a real
it's-
short
yeah.
A part, 3
And
times.
then the B part's once. And there's a few words.
It's got a long B part, but they just play it once.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's probably the Bend to the East, Bend to the West you all know and love.
1, 2,
Bend to the East, bend to the West, bend to Alabama. I'm gonna get me something for to eat, gonna ride on the Yellowhammer. Prettiest little girl I ever did see lives in Alabama.
Wanna know her name?
I'll tell you what it be. Her name is Louisiana. Bend to the East, bend to the West, bend to Alabama. Going out.
All right. Been to the East. What's next?
Well, let's see. Oh yeah, we still got a little time. We'll stay in Mississippi and do Mississippi Breakdown.
Yeah.
And this is, I promised everybody, at least around here, a tune that had only one chord, and this is it. Just hold on to that G chord. Okay. Norma and Smith. So Mr. Smith was studious about playing that one chord.
1, 2, that's about as. It's hard to figure out where to end that tune, but we did it.
Yeah.
Oh, 100. Oh, 100.
Oh, 100, yeah. We were looking for an Alabama tune that wasn't on Possum Up a Gum Stump, and thought of all these. There were all these fiddlers up around Athens, Alabama, where in Limestone County. And if you know Jim Holland, you know that's where he's from. And his grandfather was one of those fiddlers around there. This one came from Sam McCracken, who was kind of the grandfather of all of them. He hosted these big the kitchen sessions at his house, and people came and played, and the story is that people thought fiddling and old time music was dead, and it probably was. It was dying, and there was an article in the Nashville paper saying that it was old time music had died, and so this guy in Athens said, well, there's all these old fiddlers over there that play over in Limestone County. And so they went and recorded them, and then they developed that great big fiddlers convention, the Tennessee Valley Old Time Fiddlers Convention. And so anyway, here's one that in those recordings, it was like a lot of, well, how many tunes was it? Probably 50 tunes they recorded. Here's one called Old 100. Anything special about it? Pretty standard tune.
Yeah, there's it's a place. There's an alternative. There's a quick E note in the first part. you can play by bouncing to the E string or play with your little finger. Sometimes I do it both ways. The little finger's a little smoother and the other one's got a little more of an edge to it. So, but anyway, that's about the only thing I can
That's
think
clear
of.
as mud.
Ready, play. I almost
part was
lost
hard
the
to
fiddle
get.
there. So
Yeah.
slip down
Well,
off
no,
my
wait,
shoulder.
let's just do one more unless we could do one more and then we take requests if anybody's got something they want to play. But I was thinking of Roaring River. A lot of you might know that. It came from Monty Sano Crowder, and it's a really good tune.
So-
And that contest in 1910, I was telling you about, somebody played Roaring River, and I hoped it was the same tune like that. I was
no,
surprised.
Might
it
not
was.
have the A chord in it.
Yeah.
That's one thing. People aren't putting his A chord in, but in a lot of cases. So.
You know, Monty Sano Crowder put an A chord in the B part. The part we play is the B part. I know people also play the parts different, but I think it sounds great. I've had arguments with people about it, but I love that A chord. So please put that in tonight, release.
1, 2, 3.
Now let's don't be too fast, okay? I feel like we're
1,
getting real
2.
fast.
Huh, what is that?
I just feel like we've been playing faster than we usually meant to.
Well, we're starting
We
off
got
with some
excited.
slow, so we're
Yeah,
just trying to keep
okay.
it that way. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Here comes the A. So
We can open up for request, or we can
there's
close
the
it down,
chat. So,
whatever.
have we got any, Maxine?
I haven't seen any requests. No, I just want to say thank you so much. It was wonderful,
Okay.
wonderful.
Thank you.
And next jam is April 20th, 22nd. Yeah, 22nd. TBA, but April 22nd. So thanks again, and keep playing as long as you feel like it.
I've got a request if it's not too squirrely. D. Dix Hollis's Walking in the Parlor.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is squirrely.
We can do it.
That's in D, right?
No, S and G.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
And is there some way, Maxine, to save the chats somehow?
You bet. I'll be sending it to you afterwards.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
That'd be
Because we
great.
want to read what y'all said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell us if you hated anything.
We'll see if we can get through Walking in the Parlor.
Okay. Is anybody going to play along? Does anybody know it? Okay.
Ready, play. It took me a few times to remember all the notes, but
Yeah,
we
you got it.
Yeah,
So,
me too. I forgot how squirrely it was.
yeah. It's fun to play on the banjo. I actually managed to play it. So.
It is, if you can remember where you are.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah,
It's pretty
it's
squirrely.
tricky. But he played that when he was in Jasper in 1910. He played Walk in the Parlor, is what they said in the paper. Was the name of it.
There's a request for 2:00 in the morning.
Oh yeah, I bet Steve Goldfield did
That's
that.
exactly right.
As we learned it from Charlie Acuff at the same time.
See if I can remember how it goes. get it better the last time. It got
It
worse.
got worse. Yeah. Maybe that means we should stop.
No, that was fine. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
You know what that reminded me of was Whistlebee.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we can do
You
that.
want to do that?
I'd love to, but if you're ready to stop, you can stop.
It was on our list.
Oh, cool. I love that tune.
But just so you know, the first notes in that tune are the clock chiming 2 o'clock. I mean,
Yeah.
they,
Ding, ding, ding.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we can play Whistlebee. This is I guess we've got a D. Dix Hollis theme tonight because this is one that comes from him. Let's play it slowly though, because people can. Oh, I mean, chord wise, it kind of goes all over the place in the A part, and then the B part is just one chord, I think, or maybe two.
Ready, play. that tune too. The B part of that on the fiddle is fun to play with the against the D drone, even though there's some notes that don't quite jive with it. It's still interesting to me.
I can never hear that tune without thinking of Edwin Wilson.
Me too. He loved that.
Did he like what? Did he like Whistlebee?
Yeah, that's where I first heard it. Was from him.
Oh, great.
Really?
Yeah.
I miss the guy.
That's a very nice tune.
Yeah, we miss him.
Well, this has sure been great to visit with you guys like this, and
I know, except it was so one-sided.
Come visit your sister.
I want to go get Edwin's
What?
card.
I said, come visit your sister.
My sister is now deceased.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, she died just March the 11th. So,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But she was living out in Alabama then.
She lived in Alabama for like the last 4 or 5 years. But we are going to come out there. I think there's going to be a memorial out there for her. And so we definitely will come. So we'll contact
She made me a
her.
nice dinner that one time.
Oh, did she?
Well, you invited me over for
yeah.
dinner to her house.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Yeah. Well, good.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, that was when she was healthy. And
Yeah.
she had Parkinson's and
But-
real severe dementia.
It must be
and-
more than 20 years ago.
Yeah, well,
You know when you might be doing the memorial here?
no, it's somebody else is going to do it, and they're just going to tell us when, and we're
Yeah,
going to show
Okay.
who
up.
knows whether they'll get it together.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
always a pleasure to come out there. So we
Yeah.
definitely want to come.
I don't know. There's probably, hopefully, there may not be any Trump supporters on this, but there may be. But anyway, I thought for people who
Oh,
didn't
you
get
should-
to Edwin's funeral,
Okay.
I was
I
going to
can't
show
believe
them
you're gonna do that.
Edwin's parting farewell, if you can see it.
Wow. Oh, that's great to
They pass
see.
that out at his memorial.
Edwin was a good man.
Yeah, it's funny. So, well, I guess we'll go, and it really was great seeing you. And thanks for listening to our tunes, and we hope we get to see y'all before too long.
And great seeing everybody else too.
Yeah.
Nice to see you here,
Have you got an
Steve. And
Have you got an
Yeah,
end
Yeah,
wall?
but
Wendy.
my friend Robert Ball's down there. He's at one of our jam group people in Birmingham.
Right.
But we're going into festival season, so hopefully.
Oh, there he
Enjoyed
is.
it very
Hi,
much.
Robert.
Enjoyed it. Great.
Did you learn any tunes?
I did. I'm gonna practice more.
I did for sure.
I'm try-
There's
we're
definitely
trying
a
to
couple
get
in there.
more- Yeah, we're trying to get more jam tunes, G tunes in our jam. We usually just play D all the time, so Robert can suggest play certain things.
I'm working on it.
Hi, buddy. Bruce, it's so nice to see you too.
Yeah, hey, we're coming out east in September,
Oh,
How
really?
far?
and we don't really have. Well, we're gonna do a thing at the folk school in Brasstown,
Oh,
middle of September, and we haven't figured out any kind of plan except we think we're gonna drive, and make some kind of trip out of it. But that's as far as we've gotten.
we're
I've
4
enjoyed-
hours south of there, so you can come.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed the tunes. Plus, it's fun to see Australia, Japan, California, Vancouver, BC,
Yeah.
Seattle, California.
Yeah, Hiro Masa and Richard McEwen are two of our most faithful.
You're
jam-
also,
We met
Yeah.
you so long ago at the Merle Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
That's when you met him.
Yeah. I remember the big bottle of sake.
Well, good morning to you.
Yeah.
Right.
so all of you guys have to get to the other hemisphere sometime. Maybe we'll get out to your hemisphere.
I just want to ask one of the Easterners or Westerners, whatever you want to call them, any tips about tomorrow that might be handy?
Tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
Well, isn't it tomorrow where you are?
Yeah.
Well, it's already tomorrow there, so he's.
I just wonder if there's anything we should watch out for tomorrow.
I don't
Never
I don't know
mind.
what we're talking about either.
I
you
finally
explain
got
it
it,
to
Bruce.
me?
Took me a minute.
I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna
when you have to explain it, it's like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Back to the Future.
I get it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I hope we can all get together like old times sometime.
Yeah, some old
Is
day.
anybody gonna try to go to Cliff Top?
We've got tickets.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Well,
They're
we're
very
not.
refundable tickets.
COVID.
Not us this year. We've kind of
just
precluded
don't
it
know.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Okay,
gotta
well,
work
thanks
on that.
everybody. See you
Yeah.
next time.
Okay.
Thank you, Lee, for
Bye.
coming.
Great to see y'all.